Yeah, good morning students. So today is the first digital online classes starting for the various competitive examination like JEE Mains, NEET, MCET, and today I am here to discuss some of the important topics that had been used in many times in the questions in the competitive examination under the current electricity part, and that is the cells and the grouping of cells. And then after that we will go to the network combination of network resistance and all. So now let us start with a class. Now you know that what is actually a cell is. A cell is a device in which a chemical energy is converted into an electrical energy. Now when you combine two or more than two cells, they forms a battery. So now when you are combining cells, when you are combining two cells or more than two cells, when they are forming a battery, it will depend upon the electrical requirement how these cells has to be combined. Now for that, when we are combining these cells, these cells are combined, and this is known as a grouping of electrical cells. So now we will be study about the grouping of electrical cells. Now depending upon the various configurations, sometimes we are in need that the cells has to be connected in series. Sometimes these electric cells has to be connected in parallel, or sometimes it has to be connected in mixed combination. So now we will study that when the cell has to be connected in series, when the cells has to be connected in parallel, and when the cells has to be connected in mixed grouping. Now before starting into the proofs and derivation and what are the frequent questions asked in the examination, let us consider all these cases with our daily life, as physics is all about the daily life. Now when you are combining the cells in a series grouping, where you see this in a daily life. So now you have seen that the electrical cell are connected in series. In a case of batteries, you have seen the car batteries. In the car batteries, all the cells are connected in series. This is one of the major practical examples where the cells are connected in series. Okay, let us go to more daily life example. That is, let us say that if you talk about the electric torch. Now you have seen the torch also, you have seen the electric torch. Now what is happening in the electric torch? Inside the electric torch, the cells are connected in series. If you see to it, the cells are connected in series. We have two cells which are connected in series. Now if you see here, we have the two cells connected in series, and they form a series grouping of cells. Now my question is, if you see what is actually the series grouping of cell is. Now let us consider, let us go and understand what actually the series grouping of cell we meant by. So now if you see over here, that how the electrical cells are connected in series. If you see this diagram over there, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells are joined in series. Now if you see here, the first cell, the negative terminal of the first cell, the negative terminal of the first cell is connected to the positive terminal of the second cell, whereas the negative terminal of the second cell is connected to the positive terminal of the third cell, whereas the negative terminal of the third cell is connected to the positive terminal of the fourth cell, and so on. And this combination is known as the series combination of the cell. This is known as the series combination of cell, and therefore you can easily see the circuit diagram of the battery, which is connected where all the cells are connected in series. So now let us say we have two cells which are connected in series. So we have one cell, this is positive terminal, this is a negative terminal of the cell, and the negative terminal of the first cell, is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell, and again the negative terminal of the second cell is connected to the positive terminal of the third cell, and so on. So these cells are connected. We can say that these cells are connected in series. So these cells are connected in series. Now when the cells have to be connected in series, we will discuss later on. Before that, I want to ask you one question. See, the question is very simple. You are all familiar with the electrical torch. And you know that in the electrical torch, now you can see very easily, we have two cells, and if you see here, this is the first cell where the negative terminal of the first cell is connected to the positive terminal of the second cell. So here we are talking about the two cells, and which the two cells are connected in series. My question is, if I reverse the polarity of this second cell, what will happen? Will the electric current will pass or it won't pass? Or my question is, if we have the three cells, and these three cells is connected to a heavy light, and then if I change the polarity of the second cell, will the light will blow or not? Will the light will glow or not? That is my question. So now for this, let us try to understand the basic concept of series grouping. So now I will be going to derive to the series grouping, and then we will conclude to some of the important result, and we will see when it is important or when it is necessary to have this series grouping of cells. Now let us consider we have n similar cells, and these n similar cells are connected in series. When I am saying that there are n similar cells, it means they have same EMF and they have same internal resistance R. EMF is denoted by capital E, the internal resistance is denoted by small r. So now when we are joining this n similar cell in series, as according to the concept, you know that negative should connect to the positive of the other, and so on. Like this we will have the n cells. Now let us consider this is the n cells, each is having an EMF E and internal resistance R. Now when these cells are joined in series, they are joined for a specific purpose. For example, if you see here, these cells are joined to glow a bulb. Means when the electric current will pass, this bulb will glow. So it means that there should be some resistance of the output, that is the bulb here. So let us consider these cells, combination of cells, is connected to an external resistance R. It may be a bulb or any other electrical equipment. So let the resistance of this electrical bulb or any electrical device is R, capital R. Now what will happen, if you see here, that the current will start flowing over here, and all the positive are joined to the one end, and therefore the current will flow in one direction. Now let us say what is the net EMF of this combination, because why I am talking about the net EMF, what I mean to say is, if all these cells is replaced by a single cell, what will be the EMF of that cell? And if all the internal resistance is replaced by a single internal resistance, what is the effective internal resistance of the cell, so that it produces the same current I which is flowing through the circuit. So now what we will do here, this is EMF E, and all the positive polarity are connected to as a same point, and therefore the net EMF, we can say the net EMF will be E plus E up to NE. So the net EMF you will get as N into E. So the net EMF is N into E. Similarly, the internal resistance of this is R. The internal resistance of third cell is also R. Like this, all the internal resistors are connected in series, and therefore we can say the net internal resistance of the combination of cell will be NR. Now what we can do, now we can just replace this N cells by a single cell, and it will now become something like this. This will be E net, and it will have one internal resistance, say R net, and it is connected to an external source capital R, which may be a bulb which we are talking about. Now the current is flowing, the same I current is flowing. Now this whole combination of cells has been just made into one circuit diagram. Now where E net you have already got N into E, R net is NR. So now we can get as this will be N into E, as according to what we have proved here, the net EMF will be N into E, the net internal resistance will be N into R, and this is connected with an output, maybe the bulb of external resistance R, and the current I is flowing. So now if you see what is the total current I, so I can write as the total current I is equal to, what is the total EMF? The total EMF will be NE upon, if you see the current, same current I will flow through the external resistor R and the internal resistor NR, so they are connected in series, and in series it will be NR plus R. So this is the total current flowing through the combination of cells. That is the total current flowing through the combination of cell NE upon NR plus R. So this is a very important formula. First of all, you should know this formula, because this formula what we have derived here is seen, you can see easily. We have N cells, each of EMF E, internal resistance R, they are connected in series, and therefore we have the net EMF as NE, and we have the total current as the net EMF upon the total resistance of the circuit. The total resistance will comprise of the internal resistance as well as the external resistance, and therefore these both are connected in series because the same current I is flowing through it, and therefore they are connected in series. So the series formula is NR plus capital R. Now my question is, when to join the cells in series? That is a very important question. So you will understand by this that we got a total current, if you see it, we got a total current as NE upon NR plus capital R. Now we have two cases now. Or my question is that when to join the cells in series? So if you see here, if for example R is much greater than the capital R. One case can be the internal resistance of the cell is much greater than the external resistance, and one case can be R is much less than the capital R. Now in the first case, if you see that if the internal resistance of the cell is much greater than capital R, then we can say that this can be neglected, and then I can be nearly equal to NE by NR, or I will be equal to E by R. Now the current flowing through the net current flowing through the circuit is E by R, but there is no use of connecting in series if small r is greater than capital R, because this current what we are getting, this current we can get from the single cell also, because E is the EMF of one cell, R is the internal resistance of one cell, and therefore we can get E by R as the net current by using one cell only, So now this is not useful because the net current E by R, the net current E by R can be derived from a single cell also, because the EMF of one cell is E, the internal resistance of one cell is R, and therefore we can get the net current as E by R from one cell. So there is no use of connecting the cell combination in series if the internal resistance is much greater than the external resistance. Now let us go for the second case now. Now what is the second case? The second case is if the internal resistance is greater than capital R. Now what will happen if the internal resistance is less than capital R? Then what will happen? If the internal resistance is less than capital R, you can neglect this part. Therefore now I will be becoming equal to NE by R. The one I is becoming NE by R, you see here that net current flowing through the combination become N times E by R. Means now the current is becoming N times the current due to the single cell. The current is becoming N times the current due to the single cell. That is N into E by R. So here it is useful. To combine the cells in series. So the first case is that you have to combine the cell in series only and only when the internal resistance of the cell is less than the external resistance. So is it clear up to this point? Now this part is we have done like this. Now what will happen? What I have asked you previously, that in a torch, that if one of the polarity is reversed, what will happen? I ask you. So now let us derive it, because physics is all based on observation, experiments, and after doing the observation and experiment we come to results, and after getting the results only we can say that this result is correct. And now my question is, what I have asked you, that if one of the cell polarity is reversed, what will happen? Now let us consider we go for a general case now. Now let us consider we have N cells. How many cells we have? We have N cells. Okay. And if it is better to write, we have N similar cells for the sake of simplicity. So we have N similar cells, and these N similar cells are joined in such a way that M cells are roundly connected. means out of n cells, m cells are wrongly connected. For example, we have 3 cells. Out of 3 cells, 1 cell is wrongly connected. Wrongly connected means the polarity is reversed. Or we have say 7 cells. Out of 7 cells, 3 cells are wrongly connected. So what will happen? What is the net current now flowing through the circuit? Will it affect or not? And then we'll come to the question that in the case of the torch, where we have taken 2 cells in series, if 1 cell is replaced, or it is 1 cell we have just reversed the polarity, what will happen actually? Now here, if you see here, so for example, we have n cells like this. There are n cells, out of which say m cells are wrongly connected like this. See, this is n. The total number of cells are n. Total number of cells are n. Out of which these m cells are wrongly connected. You see the polarity. The polarity is reversed. The polarity is reversed as compared to this one. So now my question is, if this is connected to an external resistance capital R, that is the output, what is the net current flowing through the circuit? Now you see here, how many total cells are there? There are total n number of cells. How many are wrongly connected? M are wrongly connected. So how many are correctly connected? There are n cells, out of which m cells are wrongly connected. So how many cells are correctly connected? Simple, n minus m. The n minus m are this number of cells that is connected correctly. So due to this, the EMF will be n minus m into E. Now this will send the current in the direction, in the correct direction. But what about these cells which are connected in the wrong direction? Will they don't produce a current? Will they don't flow a current? Yes, they will flow a current. They will flow a current, but in the opposite direction. They will flow a current, but in the opposite direction. So now we have to minus this EMF. So now, out of n cells, if m cells are wrongly connected, how many cells are correctly connected? N minus m into E are correctly connected. So this will be the net EMF of all the cells which are correctly connected. But there are few cells, that is m cells, which are wrongly connected. So that will be the minus we have to do m into E. This is wrongly connected cell. So that will be the net EMF of the circuit. This will be the net EMF of the circuit, or I can say the net EMF of the circuit is n minus 2m into E. The net EMF of the circuit is n minus 2m into E, where n is the number of cells, total number of cells in a given circuit, m is the number of cells which is wrongly connected. So now if you go again, now see whether the cell is wrongly connected or the cell is correctly connected, the internal resistance, the R, the internal resistance of all cells are connected in series only. They are connected in series only. So it does not affect whether the cell is correctly connected, whether the cell is wrongly connected. It does not affect on the formula of internal resistance. All the internal resistance are joined in series. Therefore, we can say that the net internal resistance will be equal to NR. So in net, because R plus R series 2R, 3R, 4R, and there are total n cells, so it will be NR. Now this diagram, now we can make this as a single diagram with a single cell of EMF this and R net this. So now this is the correct position, this is the correct direction of the current. So we can write now this as, this is 1 n minus 2m into E, this is the EMF of the net EMF of the cell, and this is in the internal resistance NR, and this is connected to an external resistance R, and the current I is flowing. Now we can simply get it, the total current in the circuit I, the total current in the circuit I can be written as total EMF n minus 2m into E upon, see the current I will flow, the same current I will flow through the two resistor, and they are connected in series, so I can write as NR plus capital R. So this is the formula, very important formula that they may ask you in the MCET or they can ask you in the JEE mains. Basically what student do mistakes, what they will say, there are n cells, what exams, in the exam the question comes like this, we have n cells, similar cells are there, similar cells means they will have same EMF, same internal resistance, out of n cells, m cells are wrongly connected, what is the net EMF, what they will do, they will simply say n minus m into E. But these are the these n minus m are the cells which are correctly connected, due to which the EMF will be n minus m into E. But what about the cells which are wrongly connected? They will also flow some current. So they will also contribute to the EMF, but in the opposite direction. So we have to minus that m into E also. So this is the final answer what we have got for the net current, in which for the case when out of n cells the m cells are wrongly connected. Now let us come to the question. What I have asked previously here. this is a question. You know that the two cells are connected in series in an electrical torch, and if you see the negative terminal, if you see here, the negative terminal of the first cell is connected to the positive terminal of the second one, and then so on, like this they are connected in series. Now what I am doing here, they are connected in series, and now if I reverse the polarity of the second cell, this cell, if I reverse the polarity, means what I do, I'll just make it, I'll just bring this cell out and just reverse this. Now I make this as negative, this is negative, and this is positive. It means one cell is now wrongly connected. Now what will happen if one cell is wrongly connected? That is very clear from the figure here. There are total number of cells is 2. The total number of cell is, this is 1, this is 2. So the total number of cell n is 2 here according to the question, and the one cell is wrongly connected, that is the second cell. If we connect it wrongly, this is the second cell connected wrongly, so the number of cell connected wrong is 1. If I put the value of n equal to 2 and m equal to 1 in the expression of net current flowing through this circuit, that is the torch circuit, what I'll get? I'll get simply I is equal to ns2 minus 2 into 1, 2 into E upon nr plus r. And 2 minus 2 will be 0, and therefore no current will pass through the circuit. No current will pass through the circuit. So therefore in the torch you will occasionally see, even if you just reverse the polarity of any one of the cell, what will happen? The current flowing through the circuit will be 0. Now let us consider my question. If I go to a stage, one stage more, let us consider we have a flashlight or we have a torchlight and heavy torchlight where instead of 2 cells, here we have connected the 2 cells in series, we connected 3 cells in series. So let us consider we have taken a torchlight in which 3 cells are connected in series. Yeah. So we have taken a torchlight and we replace, let us say the torchlight is somewhat heavy and it needs 3 cells to be connected. So like this, but they are connected in series as we have already seen. So let us say connected, we have 3 similar cells. This is the first similar cell having EMF E, internal resistance R. This is another E, R. This is the third one, again E, internal resistance R, and it is connected to an external circuit R, say a bulb or a flashlight torch bulb. Now what I am doing here, suppose by mistake I have changed the polarity, I have reversed the polarity of the second cell, or I have connected it wrongly. Now when I am connected it wrongly, what will happen? If I connect it wrongly, let us say this is now connected like this, negative, and this is connected as positive, like this. Now so what is the net current flowing through the circuit? The net current flowing through the circuit, you know, n minus 2m into E upon nr plus capital R, where n is the total number of cells. What is the total number of cells right now? The total number of cells is 3. So n is equal to 3. We can write like n is equal to 3. And how many cells are wrongly connected? By mistake we have done one cell that is wrongly connected, that is the second cell or the center cell. I'll put m is equal to 1, where m is the number of cells that is wrongly connected. So what will get the current here? So I'll get here 3 minus 2 into E upon nr plus capital R. It is equal to E upon nr plus capital R. See, the current is E upon nr plus capital R right now. Is it correct? It won't come out to be 0 right now. But when you are connecting the 2 cells, and by mistake, if you just reverse the polarity of any one of the cell, the current come out to be 0. Now, if it was correctly connected, if it was correctly connected with EMF E and internal resistance R, the current would be, say, I dash will be equal to E plus E plus E, that is NE, that is 3E upon nr plus capital R. So what happened? When it was correctly connected, it was 3 times E upon nr plus capital R, and now it is E upon nr plus capital R when the center one is wrongly connected. Means the current has become 1/3. Initial, when it was correctly connected, the current was 3 times E into nr plus R, and now when the center one is wrongly connected, it becomes E upon nr plus R, that is the current is reduced. It does not become 0. So now whenever they are asking the question in a competitive exam, they can ask you if out of some number of cells, some cells are wrongly connected, will the current will always be 0? No, current won't be always be 0. It may be 0, it may not be 0. Yes, it may be 0 when we have 2 cells and one is wrongly connected. Then the current will come out to be 0. But If it is having more than 2 cells, and we say 3 cells and one is wrongly connected, the current will be reduced. The current will be reduced, and it will have certain value. It won't be 0 always. So this is the first case what we have learned about how the cells are connected in series, when the cells has to be connected in series, and what is a practical example where you can see that cells are connected in series. For example, what I showed you earlier, it is a battery or a torch, or even you can see this remote also. If you see this remote now, I'll tell you the remote. What basically students will confuse now. Now see. If you see this remote here, if you see this remote easily, this remote if you see, now if you see this remote, you have seen these 2 cells. By looking into these 2 cells, you are feeling like, sir, these 2 cells are not connected in series. They are looking like to be connected in parallel. But actually what is happening, if I remove these 2 cells, for example, I am removing this first cell, okay, this first cell is removed, this second cell is also removed. Now you see here, this is written as negative. This is written as negative here, and this is negative. This is positive, and these negative and positive is connected with a wire. See here, this negative and this positive is connected with a wire. The same case, this negative and this positive is connected by a wire. Means if you forget about this cell, this negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. The negative terminal of one cell is connected to the positive terminal of the other cell. It means they are connected in series. Therefore, we can say that this remote of the AC or the remote of the TV, or likewise in that remote the cell are connected in series, though they look like to be connected in parallel. Now this is the first case what we have done, and now let us go to the second case. Now, what is the second case? See, now we have done that. What is the practical example where the cells are connected in series? We have already done it, and we got some formula and we have derived it also. Now, when the cells will be connected in parallel, that is my question. So, in your daily life, you have seen many examples where the cells have been connected in parallel, and one of the best example that you can correlate it with is the electrical cells are always connected in parallel in a battery bank. You see the battery bank. What do you mean by a battery bank? You have a power backup. Sometimes your mobile, you are going for traveling, and you take a power bank, and that power bank, inside the power bank, all the cells are connected in parallel, because you know that when the cells are connected in parallel, they will have the same EMF. They will give a constant voltage, and that constant voltage is only needed to charge any of the battery of either a mobile or any other equipment. So now it is very clear that any power bank or a battery bank, the cells are connected in parallel. Now if you see the diagram, electrical diagram, you can see that let us consider we have 2 cells. They are connected in parallel, 2 similar cells like this, EMF E and internal resistance R, again EMF E, internal resistance R. These 2 cells are connected in parallel. So what is the condition of the cell to be connected in parallel? All the positive terminals of the cell, are connected to one end, and all the negative terminal of the cell are connected to one end. Say this point is A, this point is B. So now this diagram we can see like this. Now you see here, we have 3 cells here, one positive, one negative terminal, the second cell positive, negative, the third cell positive, negative. The positive terminal of the first cell is connected to the positive terminal of the second cell. The positive terminal of the second cell is connected to the positive terminal of the third cell, which is denoted by a red wire, that is known as the positive terminal, like this, positive, one more you can make like this. And if you see the negative one, the negative terminal of the one cell is connected to the negative of the second, the negative of second is connected to the negative of third, which is denoted by a black wire, and that is the negative terminal of the cell is connected to one point. So this is the circuital diagram of cells connected in parallel. Now you understood that the cells are connected in parallel for a power bank. Now when exactly the cell has to be connected in parallel? That is my question. They may ask you when the cell has to be connected in parallel. One thing is, okay, we have to get if we want to get a constant voltage and more current, we can connect it in parallel, or in the series we can get a constant current and more voltage is needed, we can connect it in series. But what is the another condition, a technical condition, where the cell has to be preferred to be connected in parallel? Now let us see. Now for the sake of simplicity, let us take, we have n cells, n similar cells. We have n similar cells, and all the n similar cells means all are having the EMF E and internal resistance R, and they are connected in parallel. Let us say like this. The first case, I am making an internal resistance outside right now, just to make it very clear. This is the first cell, this is the second cell. Like this, we have n cells, EMF E, and EMF. We have n cells like this. We have n cells, and this combination of parallel combination of cells is connected to an external resistance R, maybe any electrical equipment. Now for the sake of simplicity, what I am doing, the first case what I am doing is, I am putting all the terminal, positive terminal to the one point. Means all the cells are correctly connected right now. Later on we can go that out of this if this cell for example is roundly connected, what will happen? Means now if you revert the polarity, what will happen? Then we can go for a general case if the EMF and internal resistance of all the cells are different. Here it is similar, but what will happen if the EMF and internal resistance of all the cells are different, and what will happen? So now let us consider the first case. Here the current will flow like this. Here say this is current I1, this is I2, this is say I3, there may be something, and the total current will flow here from I1 plus I2 plus I3 like this. But there are n cells we have connected. So now see, E and E in parallel will be E and E in parallel will be E, and therefore we can say that the net EMF will be E only. Remember one thing, if you are connecting n cells, if you are connecting the n cells in parallel, the EMF won't alter. The EMF will be equal to the EMF of one cell only, that is E only. Now you see here, when they are connected in parallel, then R and R, the internal resistance of these two, R and R in parallel, will become R by 2. For this, R by 3, R by 4. So up to n cells, up to this is the n cell, it will become R net is equal to R by n. R net is equal to R by n. So now we can replace this whole combination by a single combination or by a single cell having E net is equal to E, and the internal resistance R net is equal to R by n, and this is connected to an external resistance capital R, and the current I is flowing through it. So now you can see very carefully that, okay, now if you want to find a net current, what is the formula of net current? The formula of net current is what? The formula of net current is simply the net EMF, which is E only in this case when the cells are joined in parallel, upon the total resistance. If you see that R, capital R and small r by n are connected in series, so it will be capital R plus R by n. Or if I take the LCM, I will get as n into E upon nr plus small r. This is a very important formula for the cell which is connected when the n cells are connected in parallel. If you see to it, we have this diagram and we can see over it. So now my question still remains the same. When the cell has to be connected in parallel, again what we have done in the case of series combination, we have taken the two cases. You remember that internal resistance is less than the external resistance, and internal resistance is greater than the external resistance. So here also we have two cases, and we will see what is preferable, what is the preferable case when the cells are connected in parallel. So now, we got the total current as NE upon NR plus R. NE upon NR plus R. Now again we go for the two cases. For example, R is much greater than small r, and capital R is much less than small r. Now you take the first case when the external resistance of the circuit is much greater than the internal resistance. So when this R is much greater than small r, then you can neglect this small r, then you can get the net current to the circuit as NE by NR, and NN will get cancelled, so you will getting E by R. So there is no use of connecting the cell when in parallel when capital R is much greater than the small r. Why? Because we are getting the net current as E by R only, which can be fulfilled by one cell. Why to waste so number of cells in parallel? Why to waste it? So therefore we can say that the cells, it is not preferable to join the cell in parallel when the external resistance of the circuit is much greater than the internal resistance. Now what will happen to the second case? Let us go for the second case. If the capital R is less than small r, if the capital R is less than small r, so now this you can if the capital R is much greater than small r, what will happen? If the capital R is much greater than small r, so you have removed this small r. Now if the capital R is much less, this is very less, you can remove this. So now I will be equal to NE by R, or now the current will be equal to N times E by R. Now you see here, now the current becomes N times the current due to a single cell, E by R. So it means that it is preferable to join these cells in parallel when the external resistance is much less than the internal resistance of the cell. So if this point is clear to you. So now till now we have done what is the cells, what is grouping of cells in series. We have seen a daily example, we have seen the grouping of cells in parallel combination, we have seen where it is used. Now one thing, now we go to the very competitive level up to the JEE mains level, and now I want to tell you a brief formula that is very important here, and let us derive for it. It is particularly for JEE and NEET, they frequently are asking one question. After deriving this, we will go for one numerical part and then we will see to it. Now for the sake of simplicity again, let us say we have two cells. Like this is two cells which are not similar. I told you. When we are talking about a general case, listen very carefully students, when you are talking about a general case, don't confine it to a condition. Don't take EMF as always E. Take E1, E2, E3 because you have to make a general formula. Take the internal resistance of each cell is R1, R2, R3 respectively. So that once you got a general formula, then easily you can substitute. If all are similar, you can put E1 equal to E2 equal to E3 equal to capital E. So my concept is, if you want to have a very good concepts on physics, you should go for a general formula. So now let us consider, we are considering two cells which are connected in parallel, but what is the difference between the previous case, what you have done, what you are seeing here, and what we are doing here is that the two cells are not similar. When I am telling that two cells are not similar, what does it mean? It means they will have a different EMF, say E1, say it will have an internal resistance R1, another cell E2 with internal resistance R2, and this is connected to an external resistance R, maybe a output like this. Note here, right now I have put all the positive terminal to one side A and all the negative terminal is connected to another side B. Later on we will go, if one of the cells is wrongly connected or many cells are wrongly connected, what will be the current, what will be the effect on the change in current, we will talk it later on. So now my question is very simple. We have two cells, the two cells are connected in parallel. The two cells, when they are connected in parallel, these having the EMF E1 R1 and another one having the EMF E2 internal resistance R2. Now what will happen? Now if you apply the KVL, for example, this is the first cell, you know, you are all familiar about the KVL because you have all learned about the KVL even in the class 10th and then the second year intermediate. Now if you see here, let us say the current I1 is flowing here and the current I2 is flowing here. So this I1 will come here, I2 will come here, and from here I1 plus I2, total current I will flow through the circuit. And when this current I is flowing here, again it will distribute here. Here it will be I2 and here it will be I1, and this I1 will reach here, this I2 will reach here. So now if I apply the KVL, because I am what I want a current in the circuit. How to get a current in the circuit? To apply the KVL. Very simple. How to get the current in the circuit? Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. So how to get the current in the circuit? You have to apply the KVL. So what I'll do here, let us say this is, I'll put this P. I start from here, P, Q, R, S. I'm just naming the loop. P, Q, R, S, T, U. This is loop. Now I start applying the KVL. I apply from this, see, Q, U, T, P, Q. This loop, outer loop I am taking. Again listen, for this cell, Q, all I can is Q, A, U, T, I'll make it. Like this I am going. Okay, the outer loop. If I apply the KVL, what I'll get here? I'll start from here. Plus C1, like this. In the direction of current, we are moving minus I into R, where I is equal to I1 plus I2. here again in the same direction, minus I1 into R1 is equal to 0. This is the first equation when we apply the KVL. Now, in the similar case, what is the current from the second cell? It is I2. So, now again I will take the second loop as R, A, U, T, B, S, R. So, what I will get here right now? What I will get here? We will get here, start from here, this side, we will get E2, again moving like this in the direction of current, potential decreases, I into R, again going like this, in the direction of current, potential decreases, minus I to R2 is equal to 0. This is the second equation. So, we have got two equations and we have two unknowns I1 and I2. So, now if we have two equations, now what is I1 from the first equation? So, I can write the I1 from the first equation as, if I rub the board, if it is clear for you, if I write the equation, we can get as, I will write over here, we can get as E1 minus IR, E1 minus IR upon R1 is equal to I1. Is it clear from this one? In this one, E1 minus IR, this you put in the right side and then divide by R1, you will get I1. Similarly, we can get E2 from the second one, and what will get E2 in the second one? Tell me. This is the first E1. What is I1? This is what is I2? E2 minus IR upon R2 is equal to I2. This you got an I2. So, you have got both the current now, I1 and I2. But my question is, what is the net current flowing through the circuit? What is the net current flowing through the circuit? So, what you have to do? You have to simply add it, because I1 plus I2 will give you I. So, I will just, for the sake of simplicity, I will just remove it. I will just rub the diagram so that we can easily derive it, and again we can come to the diagram and we can see to it. So, now if you see over here, we have got I1 and I2. If I add both of them, I1 plus I2 is equal to E1 by R1 minus IR by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus IR by R2. I am adding it. Or I1 plus I2 is total current I, which we have already cleared with the diagram. The capital I is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 minus IR by R1 minus IR by R2. Now, if I take both the I terms to the left side, just because I want the total current I, now what we have to do? So, I plus IR by R1 plus IR by R2 is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Or if I take I common, and from here I take R common, if I take I as common, I will get 1 plus, and from this one I can get R by R1 plus R by R2 is equal to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Or I can get as a current as I as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 whole upon 1 plus, if I take R common here, R 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, 1 by R2. So, this is the net current which is flowing through the circuit. This is the net current which is flowing through the circuit. Just remember this formula. Just remember this formula, that is the net current which is flowing through the circuit. Now, if one of the polarity is reverse, what you have to do? For example, in this case, okay, if you take n cells like this, for example, you have one cell E1, R1, E2, R2 up to n cells En, Rn. This is connected with an external resistance, say R. Now, what will happen? Remember, all the cells are correctly connected. Why they are correctly connected? Because all the positive terminal is connected to one point, say A, and all the negative terminal is connected to another point B. So, right now we have done that all the cells are connected in a proper way. They are not wrongly connected. But now we have n cells. So, what is the general formula of the total current? What is the general formula of the total current passing through the circuit I? So, the I can be written as now if you can write I is equal from here for E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus E3 by R3 up to En plus En by Rn whole upon, come here, 1 plus capital R 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 up to 1 by Rn. So, this is a general formula of the current. Flowing through a circuit when n cells are connected in parallel or n dissimilar cells are connected in parallel. Now let us take a case if, for example, this cell is now wrongly connected. Example I am taking, the second cell has been wrongly connected. Out of n cells, the second cell has been wrongly connected. What I mean by wrongly connected is if I change the polarity here, simply we can change the polarity now. Now this end is connected, all the positive terminals are connected to A, but the negative terminal of the second cell is connected to A. So this cell we have changed the polarity, so nothing we have to do, we have to just put this by a minus sign. This we have to put by a minus sign. So what I'll get, I is equal to E1 by R1 minus E2 by R3 plus E3 by R3 up to En by Rn upon 1 plus capital R. I told you whether you change the polarity, if you don't change the polarity, the internal resistance is not affected. Is it clear? So it will become 1 plus capital R upon 1 plus R1 plus 1 by R2 up to 1 by Rn. So that is a general formula of the current. Now that is a general formula of the current. Now my question is, now I come to a competitive level question. Now I come to the competitive level question and just try to answer this question you. My question is, it is very important from the competitive point of view. It is very important from the competitive point of view. I have two dissimilar cells. How many cells I have? I have two dissimilar cells. Let us say we have one cell with E1 internal resistance say R1, another one E2 internal resistance R2. They are properly connected, not wrongly connected. Then we have an external resistance capital R over here. I want to say you have turned that this is I1, this is I2 and this is a total current I, and you have derived the formula of I as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 upon 1 plus capital R 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. This you have derived. My question is, if I want to replace those two cells, by a single cell, say E net, and I want to replace the two internal resistance by a one internal resistance R net, and then external resistance capital R same, and the same current I is flowing, over here, then what should be the value of E net and R net in terms of E1 R1 and E2 R2? What is the value of E net and R net in terms of E1 R1 and E2 R2 when we replace both EMF with a single EMF, both internal resistance with a single internal resistance, such that the current passing through the circuit, external circuit, is same I. So what I'll do here, simply just listen very carefully. I will be somewhat little more fast because this was the first class and maybe coordination and tuning should be there. So what I'll do here, you listen here, I can do is E1 by R1, or I'll take the LCM. So I will take E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 R2 whole upon, if I take the LCM here, what I'll get here, I will get as R1 R2 plus R, R2 plus R1 whole upon R1 plus R2. I took the LCM, nothing, I did the LCM, R1 and R2 will get cancelled. So I will get here as E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon R1 R2. If I take R1 plus R2 common, what I'll get? If I take R1 plus R2 as common, here there is no R1 plus R2, so what we'll get here? R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus capital R. Now this R1 plus R2, I can put over here. I'll just remove it from here. R1 plus R2 from here. I'll put over here R1 plus R2. Now in this numerator form, I divide by R1 R2, dividing by R1 R2, dividing by R1 R2, dividing by R1 R2, dividing by R1 R2 in this form, So what I'll get now? So I will get here as something like, if I divide it, E1 R2 plus E2 R1 upon here R1, dividing R1 R2 upon R1 upon dividing R1 R2 plus R2 dividing R1 R2 whole upon R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2 plus capital R. So here see R2 cancel, here R1 R2 cancel, here R1 R1 cancel, here R2 cancel. So I'll get as the net current as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 upon 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 whole upon R plus R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2. This I got the total current. Now what is the total current? Now? This is the total current. The total current is what? Total EMF, net EMF upon net R net. So by this we got the value of E net. What is the value of E net? E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 upon 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Like this is the value of E net. And what is the value of R net? What is the value of R net? We can write R net for 2 1 is R1 R2 upon R1 plus R2, or general formula we can write 1 upon R net is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So now we got E net, we got R net and R are connected in series, so we are just adding it. So this is a very important concept where we got E net by R net. If we change any one of the polarity, say E2 polarity, if we are changing, just make it as minus, and there will be nothing affect in the expression of resistance. So this is a part what I want to try to tell you, and this is the answer what we have derived till now. So in the next class, we will try to solve the numericals based on the grouping of cells. Thank you and have a good day and all the best.